So here's a sneak preview of how Climber works. First of all, you need to start off in AccuBook. So you see I'm working at the Loonsdale surgery, and we go into the list of booked in lists, and we pick the list that we're going to generate our sign-in forms for. I'm going to choose export, and it says, do you want to save session.csv? So we'll just save that onto the hard drive, find a safe place to put it, and that's all we need to do in AccuBook. Then go to our start menu, find the Climber program and set it running. So you get a black screen. Any error messages sometimes show up here. Those are useful for me debugging, but you shouldn't need to pay too much attention to that. So our first screen, we've got a list of the vaccinators. So these are just the vaccinators for the session that you're interested in running. So I'm going to put myself in. So that, Phil Underwood. I'll put Peter Weeks in and William Lum, and they all need initials as well. So you'll see what the initials are for in just a moment. But first, before I go any further, I want to make sure that all these names are recognised by Pinnacle as valid vaccinators. So I'm going to click Confirm Vaccinators. So it has a bit of a think, and it brings up a version of Edge. You'll notice that it says Microsoft Edge is being controlled by automated test software. If you see this running in at any other time, it means somebody's probably trying to do something naughty to your computer, but right now this should be fine. So I'm going to log into Pinnacle here. There we go. So we log in, go to the services page, and we go to the COVID vaccine provision service, do all the login bits onto this page. So this is where you want to get through, and then you can say, okay, my software now takes control of this, goes down to the vaccinator bit and checks that it's recognised. And it does it for myself, Peter, and William. They're all recognised. We go back to the Climber software, all the vaccinators are recognised. That's grand. So next we're going to create some forms. So for this, I've created some artificial data because you don't want to be seeing this on public video, because that's naughty, patient identifiable stuff. So I've got some completely made up stuff, as you can see, by Mr. David really long name Richardson, who was born in 2067. So I just imported the appointments, and we've got this lovely list of people and the times they're supposed to pitch up for. So next step, we just click Create Forms. And you see that's produced these PDFs. So we've got David really long name Richardson here. He's overwriting his date of birth a bit. That's going to be fixed in the next version of the software. Don't worry about that. But you see you've got your form and you've got initials for each person who might be vaccinating. And the idea is that you print these out, you have them at the front of house as people arrive to get their vaccinations, and you just put a cross in whoever it is that's going to be getting vaccinated. So you print these out, hand them out to your front of house staff, they put crosses all over them, and then after that they scan them back in, and we go to the next page. So we're going to read the scanned forms, and we're going to read in test scan 1. I'm going to start that running. So that's starting the scan now, and the importing these images. So this, you should have scanned it in at 300 dots per inch in grayscale as a JPEG file. And you can import more than one at once, so you can select your whole load of JPEGs, import them all together. But each one does take quite a while, so this might be a good time to go and have a cup of tea or go and do something completely different. So just waiting a bit longer. It normally takes about 20 to 30 seconds on my machine. Your machines may be faster or slower. Okay, so that's done. For some reason it pops back to the Outcomes for Health website when you're done. So these are the ones that worked, and if you sometimes the scanning process doesn't work as well as you'd like. So as you've noticed we've got some invalid date of birth. Quite a lot of people had the wrong box ticked when they scanned them in. That's a shame really, isn't it? But what we can do once the whole thing's finished, we can click this button, print errors, and this will give us a printout of all the patient where things didn't work out as they should have done. So these are the ones where you can upload them manually. You'll see that you get the ones where no boxes have been ticked. But here, look at this one, Ringo Shakespeare. Box was ticked, just wasn't ticked hard enough. So it is worth having a look through the DNA lists just to make sure you're not missing somebody who should have turned up. But any of these, you will need to enter them manually. If you've made a mistake, just put an extra cross in one of the boxes and it won't upload automatically. But in here, you could, for example, write PJW in these boxes, and the person going through this error report will know what they're supposed to be doing with that. So we'll just get rid of that for now. And then the final thing, we've read the scans in, we choose upload to Pinnacle. So it's just going to check those vaccinators one last time, because if that's not right, the whole thing kind of struggles quite a bit. So it's going to do all of that lot. So they're checked in, and then you pick your clinic date. So let's say it was last Saturday. It's a Pfizer vaccine. Put in the batch number, used by 10th of January, should we say, and expires on the 1st of February. And if you click OK here, it will go back to this browser window, and it will just start automatically uploading all of your data. It will automatically click left deltoid and intramuscular for your injection site and route, and it will automatically tick that they've given consent, and the consent was given by the patient. You will probably want to record that if this is not the case for any of your patients. Won't be huge numbers, and you can always go back in and change those later if need be. But I'm not going to click OK, because that will send it up to the live system and it will get really confused by people from the future having a COVID vaccine. So I'm just going to click cancel here, and that's pretty much it. Takes about 20 minutes to import a session's worth of scanned data, and then about 2 hours to upload them. But during those times, the computer needs no supervision whatsoever. I hope you find this useful. I'm going to do another video and a sort of more detailed manual for you, but that will come out later this week. Okay, see you later.